Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. Right now, let's take a little bit of a look at Vechain VET, as by far it's one of the most exciting and interesting cryptos in the space. Now, Vechain is focusing quite significantly on DeFi the last couple of weeks. So one of the things which they just posted was, it's already a little while ago, but still, the next Vechain Thursday welcomes Vechain.io. The virtual flame will be yada yada yada. It don't really matter exactly what it says because I'm not involved with that. I don't necessarily care for that. All I care about is the part that Vechain is expanding in the decentralized realm, mostly regarding DeFi and getting the exchange on there, getting the capabilities with the, of course, VUSD as well. However, I've also just been reading into what Sunny Liu, the founder of it all, has been saying and what type of ideas he has been talking about. And so some of the latest little pieces of information which have come out are right here at the top. One of them being, for example, a concept for smart NFTs, aka eNFT. It could do so much more than just JPEG. Now, at the end of the day, guys, an eNFT is in almost every way, shape, or form just the same as a normal NFT in principle. But the challenge to a smart NFT will be efficiency and cost imaging user clicking one button to execute dozens of different smart contracts. And Vechain has no problem for that, and we call for innovators to come to build. So as far as I know, the eNFT concept, well, at least as he is describing it, the smart NFT, is for either when you click to execute something on or around the non-fungible token, which again is literally kind of difficult to express because a non-fungible token in some weird shape or form can actually be a whole bunch of actions described in a token. It can be actually a whole bunch of things. It can represent some sort of value in unlimited amount of different forms. And I'm finding it even hard to describe here as the potential for NFTs are insane. The way we right now visualize NFTs is as pictures on a blockchain. Like, okay, you have a little Ethereum NFT right there, huh? But in some sense, like we've talked about before, domain things can also be NFTs. And we can kind of draw this further. An NFT can even be non-text-like. It can be so many different things. And that's, I think, a concept that Vechain here potentially wants to focus on in the near future, as they've also described, and I've been reading through it quite significantly, that he's, for example, planning to go around Europe and a couple other places. He's asking to build any other crypto guys within the area. Could be another little indication that Vechain is really, I guess, going for the switch right now to go from, again, in literal terms, from their first layer to the second layer, you know? From the first set of adoptional pieces, another step forward, and really start to build heavily. I really am excited for what Vechain has to bring in the near future. Then I saw this and I just thought I should quickly mention it. Apparently, does the camera already work? Every time I do the camera on, it starts to desync after a little while. Just in, Matic has reclaimed a $15 billion market cap and is ranked 15th biggest crypto in the world by market value. That came, I believe, after they first posted this. Just in, Matic Polygon vesting contract reportedly hacked for 13 million. Guys, there's a very, it's desyncing again. Let's go away. It's a very important distinction to make right here. It's officially not true, depending on how you view it. The Polygon Matic vesting contract. Whenever they write it like that, I start thinking about, So, like for example, in the Ripple case, in the Ripple scenario, the vesting contract, from some perspective, might showcase the amount of XRP coming into the circulation. And with vesting contracts, when I'm thinking of that, I'm thinking of the 50 billion XRP that's locked. When we're thinking of a lot of the newer cryptocurrencies out there, we're thinking of the biggest wallet out there that has all the tokens that have yet to be distributed for newer crypto projects out there. And for Bitcoin, in some comparison sense, it's the remaining, let's say 2 million Bitcoin that are not mined just quite yet, that is basically still quote unquote vested, that if that contract gets hacked, that's a very, very big problem. Very, very big deal. And so when they wrote it like this, I was like, oh, that's bad. And then I saw the 13 million and was like, oh, that's strange. Because usually the vesting contract has a very large sum of money in it, depending on how new the project is. But I thought 13 million is very low for a vesting contract hack. Now, when I looked into it, apparently it's a third-party vulnerability and not actually a hack for them themselves, so to speak. So when looking through it here, quite a couple of different people pointed out, hey, Why are you making it sound like that? Why are you making it sound as if there's a really big issue when in reality it's annoying, but not that big a deal? And I've unfortunately now kind of lost the exact, this is again just a chair going, I have to really keep saying that because I'm thinking at one point or another, people are going to be like, what is this guy eating? He's eating beans with beans for breakfast and dinner with beans salad and a bean burrito on top of his bean, I don't know, bean rice on top of his beans. So I'm not exactly finding it right here, but there's just a couple other people. Give me a second. Never mind. I guess my pause button don't work. Okay, it was right in front of us all along. Epic Zor said Polygon stablecoin Cardano exploited for 13 million on Superfluid vested contract. This is the whole news. Yeah, so it's not really a big deal if you ask me. It's annoying for people who are holding the Cardano stablecoin, I guess, or something along those lines. But I've never heard of it before, nor do I really care in that sense because it don't affect me. You know, hypocritical. And if you're wondering why I had the little pause right there, I'm not going to cut it out because I'm too lazy. My pause button for the recording is not working anymore. So unfortunately, everything is freaking crumbling, man. Dusty BC, most unprofessional content creator out there. Yes, I claim that reward. All right, Daily Crunch. Investors pour $450 million into Ethereum scaling platform Polygon. They're making some big steps, right? Polygon is by far one of the most exciting cryptos out there as well right now, as they're going rampant with the investments into them. With Polygon raising 450, and I'm assuming, by the way, I actually need to take a little bit of a look here if it's actually the proper Polygon, because sometimes these articles actually get it wrong that I'm thinking about it. Because Polygon actually has there's multiple different companies out there in the world that are named Polygon, and it could be that they're actually investing in a wrong Polygon and that people are interpreting it wrong. But no, as far as we can read now, with Polygon raising $450 million to $30 million valuation, I'm assuming it's the right one. If it's not, I am very sorry because I should have done a little bit more research into it. It's because this happens like very often for Polygon, and I don't know the implications of any investment company investing into them in terms of what it's going to do exactly for them. That I usually don't look too far into it because, as I said before, you can check the company investing. You can check the company they're investing into. We have it now. All right. So the company investing is a Sequoia Capital, from apparently also, I think also India. Polygon from India, they're investing into $450 million bucks. What exactly will this mean? What exactly will they do? We have absolutely no idea. You can read into some of the ideas and whatnot, but at the end of the day, you will not have any clue for what the implications of this are going to be. That's why I kind of just keep it to a surface level for, hey, this is exciting. But again, we don't even know if it's going to help for Matic at all. We don't know if this is going to fund Polygon because Polygon is also a venture capital firm. And as far as I know, there's actually two different Polygon venture capitals, but it might not be so. Why I'm saying that is because Polygon is one of the busiest investors out there, but I think there might be a couple under the same name. I'm not too 100% sure on that though. All right, so that is it for the Polygon and the Vechain side. Ethereum to introduce new transaction format in urgency to curb gas fees. Yeah, after new pump, guys, it's been crazy, the transaction fees. So Vitalik said some proposals to add blob carrying transactions in a near future hard fork, bringing higher scalability to rollups before full sharding is complete. Uh-oh, I almost threw something over. It's fixed. And yeah, cool. What exactly would they do? It depends. They have the proposal out there, the idea out there. And sharding itself for Ethereum would be very far away still. So if they can do something in the meantime, could be interesting, but we'll have to see. Because they've been shouting out the sharding and whatnot for 9 years as well, I believe, or 8 years. But it's taking its sweet time. And then about Cardano, I've seen a couple of people actually state over on Twitter just now, like, hey, when is Cardano going to do something? Like, for example, Into the Cryptoverse here, Benjamin Cohen saying, why doesn't it ever do anything? Why doesn't it? Why is it so silly? Not doing too much. Hey, what's up with that? And Eleanor Tourette also said, wow, XRP has overtaken Cardano to become the 6th most valuable crypto with gains of 35% in the past week or so. Doing pretty damn juicy. But to be honest with you, Cardano is pretty exciting. It's just not in terms of price, quote unquote, right now. So ADA, crypto exchange Kraken, calls Cardano an ICO warrior and praises its design and values. Yeah, I mean, can we say anything negative about this? No, not really. Not, and actually they say and ICO warrior. I mean, I think they meant an, you know, an without the D. you know, because an ICO warrior, I would say, is just one of the coins that did well at the time, you know, and the ICO brigade. Here are some highlights from the report. Cardano initially took on notoriety among a class of ICO craze-driven projects in 2017, and that's when the coin pumped quite a lot. However, at that point, Cardano was mostly just talk, mostly just in a concept, but it's right now just developing like crazy. And again, the fact that it was called Ethereum killer at the time was really, I think, not so much saying for where it is right now, in the sense that right now they've expanded so severely that this dubbing of Ethereum killer, it's now more conceptualizable. At that time, Cardano really meant nothing. And so right now that they've gotten the smart contract feature and gotten the decentralization features and whatnot on there, and they're starting to expand, we can now start to kind of see where they're getting it to. And also with the massive rise of Cardano and even Solana in 2021, for example, we can now finally start to conceptualize as well that indeed there are coins that can come close to the dominance that Ethereum has, which I think is also important. Now, Cardano, again, guys, these videos are not financial advice. This is just my thoughts, my opinion. Also not legal advice. Cardano price rebounds as traders' optimism rises. Here is what to watch. Well, again, the price I don't think is too severely doing too well, if you know what I mean. But it's mostly about the concept. If scalability isn't about 1 million TPS for Cardano, here's what it is aiming for. Shortly after announcing performance enhancements within its roadmap for 2022, Cardano is currently in the bachelor phase, a phase where it refuses to define scalability in terms of 1 million TPS. It stated in a recent blog. Amongst all those available, TPS is probably the least meaningful metric to consider as a means of comparison. It further added that transactions come in different shapes and sizes, especially while comparing different platforms. Hence, using TPS as a metric within the same context, for example, to compare two versions of the Cardano node, is meaningful. Using it as a means of comparison between blockchains is actually not. Therefore, in this regard, IOHK, the company behind Cardano, stressed looking at throughput, finality, and concurrency as crucial metrics. While throughput is the volume of data processed within a specific period, finality is the time taken by the system to finalize a transaction, and additionally, IOHK defined concurrency as the amount of work that can be done by different actors without blocking one another. And that's actually a really interesting concept as well, to kind of, stretch it out a little bit further. Now, again, we can kind of look into this for hours and hours and hours, but everything that Cardano theorizes and talks about, we do that every so often. Right now, it's just important enough to know, I would say. So that is it for our little update on Cardano right here, on Ethereum right here, on Polygon right here, and on Vechain right here. If you enjoyed the video, guys, make sure you press that like button. All these coins are doing good. All these coins are holding. All these guys that I think, coins I should say, are juicy. So if you don't have them yet, make sure you at least check it out. And again, guys, don't buy anything or sell anything because of what I said. Do your own due diligence, and hopefully my thoughts and my statements might point you towards the right direction to kind of get where you might have to or might want to look.